It's 5:30 here on the Truman State campus, and welcome to TMN Television. I'm Stephanie Best.
And I'm Clayton Berry. Coming up tonight, we give you the latest details on Menards coming to Kirksville.
And later, we take a look at the recent events in Truman athletics with Seth Wolfmeyer.
These stories and more tonight on TMN Television. You don't want to miss this.
On Wednesday, the Missouri Senate voted to override Governor Jay Nixon's veto of a bill allowing citizens to conceal and carry a firearm without a permit. Nixon expressed concern with the bill, saying it would cause problems for local law enforcement and, quote, would make Missouri more dangerous. Previously, to conceal and carry a firearm, one needed to complete an 8-hour course on weapon safety and a background check. Under this new legislation, a permit would not be necessary to conceal and carry a firearm. The veto was overridden with a 24-6 vote and will now make its way to the Missouri House.
There is currently a 48-hour boil advisory from approximately 11 in the morning today until 11 in the morning this Saturday. The area affected by this advisory includes citizens who live on Baltimore Street between La Harpe and Hamilton Streets. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the Kirksville Public Works Department.
4 members of the Adair County Commission are being sued by the Green Top Volunteer Fire Association. This is in response to the officials allegedly changing districts' fire protection boundaries and violating open record laws. The lawsuit follows difficulties the Green Top Association is having with collecting dues and fees as a direct result of the Commission certifying new boundaries. The Volunteer Fire Association claims the Commission does not have authority to certify these boundaries. The Green Top Volunteer Fire Association says the Commission also attempted to hide their actions by withholding public records from the association on multiple occasions. This is in direct violation of the Missouri Sunshine Law. The Green Top Volunteer Fire Association seeks compensation for court costs and attorney's fees, as well as $1,000 for each, quote, knowing violation. They also seek $5,000 for each purposeful violation of the Missouri Sunshine Law.
Many Kirksville businesses gathered at the square on Sunday evening to welcome Truman State University, A.T. Still University, and Moberly Area Community College students. This event has been happening for over a decade, and each year 400 to 600 students gather near the courthouse to meet businesses and organizations from Kirksville and surrounding areas. Sandra Williams, Executive Director of the Kirksville Chamber of Commerce, says, quote, "These are kids that will be moving into our community and will be here for 2 or 4 years as a part of the town, so it's a chance to show off our community to students."
Coming up next, we discuss how Truman is taking action for mental health awareness. That's a lot of Missouri.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Another major store will be coming to Kirksville within the next year. TMN reporter Amber Draper has the story.
Kirksville will welcome a new business in the coming months. The process for building a Menards has begun, and construction is expected to start at the beginning of 2017. The property is currently a cornfield, and it will be located on North Baltimore next to Home Depot and Toyota Automotive. City Manager Ashley Young says the project will cost around $10 million and provide around 200 jobs. While there is some concern about its competitor, Home Depot, Young says because so many residents leave town to buy products that are not available in Kirksville, the city loses revenue.
We're just leaving town to shop in places like Menards and come up with home. They're going to that location, and then they may also go out to dinner, they may also go see a movie, they may also go to the mall and do whatever.
Truman State University is paying more attention to the mental health of its students. TMN reporter Jasmine Adams has the story. Mental health is a prominent topic on the Truman State campus at the moment. Last year, the Missouri College Health Behavior Survey showed that 20% of the student population had experienced major depression, and just under 50% said they had dealt with anxiety. Knowing where to get help for these and other mental health concerns is important. Behind me is the University Counseling Services building, which is just one of the immediate resources for students on campus. Joe Hamilton, the University Counseling Services Assistant Director, says people seem to be more open to discussing mental health than in the past, and in light of recent tragedies, more students are visiting UCS. Hamilton says signs of mental health concerns might include irregular sleeping habits, eating habits, and decreased socialization. He says if students notice a friend or peer with these changes in behavior, to encourage them to seek help.
If you are hearing things that have you concerned about, how the mental health issue is affecting their functioning, or maybe for their safety, then I would, first of all, be aware of the services that are available, know the phone numbers and how to help someone in a crisis.
One group of students have created an organization designed to raise awareness for mental health issues. Brianna Needling serves as the treasurer for Truman's branch of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. She says the organization was officially started earlier this fall, and she thinks it is important to have a student-run organization dedicated to the mental health of others.
A lot of people here come from small towns that don't really get a lot of health education, and I feel like that's really important in understanding when you have those feelings as far as depression or anxiety go, that there are resources that can help you. And after the 2 suicides happened, obviously there was just a huge calling from Truman students to have more access to mental health, just resources.
Student advisors are usually the closest resource to students living in the residence halls. I spoke with student advisor Anna Nielsen, who works in B&B, and she says advisors go through training in the fall to learn the signs of mental health concerns and to direct students toward professionals if they need further help.
We also do things called behind closed doors during our training, which are actually role-playing scenarios, and we might get a situation where a student is dealing with a mental health concern, and then we go through all of the steps that would need to be taken in order to make sure they can get the help they need.
UCS is open on weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m., and their crisis line is always available. For more information on administrative plans to improve campus mental health and for more in-depth information about resources, go to tmn.truman.edu. For the Truman Media Network, I'm Jasmine Adams.
Be sure to stay tuned for the Dog Pound.
We'll be right back.
As your agent, I want to welcome you, Todd. You hungry? Todd's hungry. You like burgers?
I like burgers.
Of course you do. This is a classic. Double meat and cheese, grilled onions, Thousand Island.
Can I tag you?
Absolutely. Thanks for the burger.
You know I get 10% of that. It's a joke. I get 20% of that. Woo! They're not allowed to shop with me.
The Hardees Classic Combo for just $4.99. Only at Hardees.
The Casa Grande house gives refugees a place to stay in Kirksville. TMN reporter Amber Draper has the story.
For over 2 years, the executive director of Casa Grande, Lynn Carter, has been providing refugees with a place to stay. The home is located on Jefferson Street, and a majority of the residents are from Central America. While Carter says she and the rest of the community is proud of what she has accomplished, the language barrier and time spent away from her own family has made it a challenge. But Lynn says despite the difficulties, seeing the local community in Kirksville support a good cause and come together is one of the best parts of the entire journey.
Before I knew it, I had $100 in my pocket for groceries from somebody. I had somebody else who was planning to give toward that. Somebody pretty much covered their utilities for the first period of time that they'll be there.
And now for the newest updates in Truman Sports. TMN Sports Manager Seth Wolfmeyer is here with the Dog Pound.
Welcome to the Dog Pound, always brought to you by Hardees. I am Seth Wolfmeyer. The Truman football team defeated Malone University last Saturday, September 10th by a score of 35-3. The Bulldogs turned in a dominant performance on both sides of the field, scoring in every quarter and limiting Malone to only one field goal in the third. Truman quarterback Jaden Barr threw 5 touchdown passes during the game, the most for a Bulldog quarterback since 2007. Barr threw for 245 yards, completing 21 of 35 passes. The Bulldog defense limited Malone to only 254 yards with 13 tackles and 3 sacks. Head coach Greg Nesbitt says the Bulldogs prepared for the recently rebuilt Malone team, but says the beginning part of the season is less about preparing for your opponent and more focusing on the team. The victory was the second game of the year for Truman after dropping their season opener to Midwestern State University 31-19. The Bulldogs will travel to Rolla, Missouri on September 17th for their next game against Missouri S&T. Reporting to you for the Truman Media Network, I am Seth Wolfmeyer.
And that brings us to the end of our news program. Be sure to check out our exclusive web content at tmn.truman.edu.
Also, make sure to check out TMN Television on YouTube and TMN's Facebook and Twitter page. From all of us at TMN Television, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.